The purpose of Coach Your Best and Parent Your Best really focuses on the athlete themselves. And the goal is to really teach the skills and introduce a few key principles that coaches and parents need to help bring the best out of their athletes or their child each and every day.
When I was 12, I fell in love with swimming. I wasn't good when I started. In fact, my first coach told me I should quit because I'd never make it as a swimmer. So instead of switching sports, I switched coaches and everything was fine after that. I got to train as a professional with the USA swim team, making 2 Olympic games and setting some American records and winning 3 gold medals. I came up with this system of communicating everything I know about swimming and life into 7 habits of highly effective swimmers. I've put them all together in what we call our Swim Free program, how we enable kids to swim free to be their very best. How do we develop ourselves mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically so that we can enjoy the journey for the long haul and have a great career and be the best we can be?
Most of the time, coaches just kind of go off of a concept, what their beliefs are, what their background is, but with Coach Your Best, you're able to understand better what the young people need and want and what they appreciate.
We have the ability to address the coaches on how they can coach their best and what works and what doesn't work. We have a curriculum for the parents so they can parent their best, what works and what doesn't work, coming from a parent perspective. And then we have a whole curriculum for the athletes so they're ready to swim, ready to be their very best.
We asked these swimmers, how are they experiencing their parents?
They need to be excited about swimming an hour, hour and a half every day for the rest of their life. Swimming becomes part of who they are, where they learn to enjoy the journey for the long haul.
Have your parents ever discussed with you their definition of competition? We're looking at this triangle of swimming culture of the coach, the parent, and the swimmer.
A key piece of the triad of coach, swimmer, parent relationship is that parenting part.
What is healthy competition? What's the purpose of it all? Why am I here?
The definition of how dad defines competition almost 100% of the time is different than how mom defines competition.
Always be there, but don't put me down. I was very blessed to have a dad who had no clue about timing, my times, no clue about technique. And when he got to come to the meets, he would just cheer like crazy. And didn't even cheer right, didn't even know how to cheer right. He'd just make a lot of noise. And every time I'd come up after the race, he's like, "That was great, son. You did awesome." And I'd say, "No, Dad, that was my worst time in years." He's like, "Oh, I just loved it anyway. It was great." This is a tremendous opportunity to create a healthy definition and to communicate that to the parents and ultimately set a standard for clubs all across the country. My mom is crying harder than she's ever cried before. And she gives me a big hug and she says, "I am so proud of you when you shook his hand and you held yourself with dignity on the second place platform, because I know how frustrated you must be to not win again your senior year when everybody's watching. And I am so proud of you for your character." And so we want to equip the parents to be able to be that refuge and that safe place so that kids can deal with the pressure they put on themselves and that you put on them.
The biggest thing about Coach Your Best, I would say, is the understanding that coaches can gain for what the needs and desires are of the student athletes they work with.
John Wooden said, "A great coach makes you do the things you don't want to do to become the athlete you always wanted to be."
What are we doing and how are we creating an engaging opportunity to be able to pull them into improving and being better?
I just fell into this zone where I was just enjoying every lap, every stroke. I was just trying to just focus on the technique and the effort. And that's when I got my American record.
We're going to gravitate to where things are fun. And that's where the pull piece is.
There is a way to keep it more fun, and you're pushing and cheering and making it harder.
So what we're trying to do is build in character values into our swimmers as we're developing them as outstanding athletes. Coach Your Best really works hand in hand with that, really motivates the coaches and the swimmers.
Set goals, specific, write them down, see them every day, focus. And it changed my life. I loved winning a gold medal for the USA. But there is something that's even better. It's when you use your talents and gifts and you work hard to make someone else's life better, and you make the world a better place. That feels better than winning a gold medal, and all of us can do that. Your life is determined by the books you read and the friends you make.
When I first heard Josh Davis' story and then had a chance to meet him, I immediately knew that we shared the same values and beliefs. And what an exciting opportunity here to share the messages of Coach Your Best and Parent Your Best with the swim community by teaming up with Josh and USA Swimmer.